Hi everyone, I don't know if I've made this video before, maybe I have. It's probably going to be a series of videos about haters of the raw vegan diet, the raw food diet, and the way that I respond to people that are haters of the raw food diet. So, the person I'm going to talk about is called Unnatural Vegan. I think her name is Swayze Foster. When I was coming into this whole raw vegan thing, I think I heard her name a couple of times because she used to promote the raw vegan diet. She used to do the raw vegan diet. She had a website called Fit on Raw, I think, and made a bit of a name for herself, and also made a bunch of money selling these books and doing things like that in the raw. Like, it's a classic case, and I would say it happens more with Americans. Americans have much more of a culture of, it seems like to me, of entrepreneurship and a lack of shame, I guess, towards entrepreneurship or business stuff. And so, I mean, that's in every that it doesn't really matter what country you come from. There's always a bit of that, but I've just seen so many people in the raw vegan community get into this, and all of a sudden they're selling books, or they're doing coaching, or they're doing something. They've got a channel or Instagram or YouTube channel or whatever. They start to gain some attention, and all of a sudden they're like trying to monetize that really quickly and do coaching or sell a recipe book or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that, nothing illegal with it, nothing bad about it. Depending on where the person's at, and whether they're going to actually stick to the advice they're actually being paid to give out, if they're actually going to stick to it. So Swayze is someone who has a book still on Amazon, as far as I'm aware, about the raw food diet. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a good book. I've not read it. I think I might actually buy it and read it. And but a couple of years ago, she all of a sudden changed everything. She was called Unnatural Vegan, and she's got this huge following because she just kept on attacking other people that were seen as leaders in the vegan diet and the raw vegan diet. And she made this kind of brand of like, everyone else is wrong and I'm right, and everyone else is silly and stupid and no one's scientific, and I'm the rational sane person in the room. And she's totally not the rational sane person in the room. No one on a cooked food diet is the rational sane person in the room when talking about diet. Period. So I don't need to explain that, do it? No, okay, we'll go into a bit more. So, she got into the raw food movement, enthusiastic, thought she'd found the right thing and everything, kept going with it. And I remember seeing an interview of her with Frederick Paterno. So obviously she found him as a mentor who helped her with her business, putting together a website and a blog and selling the books and whatever else. And she started making money pretty quickly doing that. And then I think at some point she was struggling with the diet or putting on weight or whatever it was, and she might have gotten into a bit of an argument with, Freely and Durian Rider and all that kind of thing, and she was probably thrown off the 30 bananas a day for saying she was gaining weight, eating too much fruit or whatever. As a lot of people were thrown off that website. Everyone was thrown off 30 bananas a day at some point. And which was the kind of funny thing about the website. But anyway, it's she fell out with people, and she fell out of this whole movement, and then since then she's kind of just been making videos attacking people, especially Christina and Doug Graham a little bit, but mostly Christina and a few others. And she's just, it's like everything seems to be tactical. I mean, I don't mind that. I get that if people just approach these social media platforms as like, this is a marketing strategy, and I'm going to change my brand, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, in order to get attention, I'm just going to attack people. I mean, in a way, this video is doing that a little bit, but I'm kind of doing it not out of wanting to get views, but out of wanting to express an idea towards a person who's like trying to really, who's going to drag people away from a healthy lifestyle towards a lifestyle of addiction, of addictive cooked foods that people don't have any choice but to eat. If you're still eating cooked food, you're not in control of that relationship. You are not in control of that relationship. This is a wake up call for you. But most people who try and go raw, they struggle because they all of a sudden realize how addictive these foods are, and how unaddictive fruit is, amazingly enough. Species specific diet. So what I find interesting, I guess, I mean, what exactly happened with Swayze, I don't know. I think she just gained weight in the diet, whatever, didn't like it. A lot of people fall off the raw vegan diet for a whole number of reasons. That only ever interaction with her was at the Woodstock Fruit Festival years ago, and she was there. I don't even think she was there for the full week. She was there for, it's like she was there for a little bit, and she was wandering around. I remember she looked unhappy. That's my memory of being kind of near, and I kind of thought, I think she's someone, like, I don't know who she is, but she's someone. And because I'm quite good at that. I'm quite good with like knowing, remembering people's faces, or being aware of people, even if I've not really, even if I don't really follow them or know who they are. I kind of know, somehow I know that there's something. And you know, some people get a bit of a crowd around them or whatever, so you can kind of tell. But it seemed like she was not happy. It seemed like something, she was frustrated, unhappy, she'd had a bad experience with someone. I just remember that, in that moment, thinking that, like, something had disappointed her. And maybe, I don't know, I'm not gonna really go into the theories around what could have happened there, but maybe maybe she'd make so many videos against Christina, maybe Christina didn't treat her well or something. I don't know, who knows. I'm not saying that actually happened, but I'm just saying, who knows. Now, Swayze goes on about the raw vegan diet, and basically doesn't really get nutrition, doesn't really understand it. Human beings and animals, we eat food, whole foods, like an entire thing, like this. This is a whole food. This is not something you have to go, why isn't there enough leucine in this? How come you don't have enough of the amino acid leucine? I can only get 40% of my leucine requirements eating you on a daily basis. That's a stupid way of looking at nutrition. The way I look at this is, oh look, this isn't going to give me heart disease, diabetes, cancer, arthritis. This is going to lengthen my life. This is going to stop me from developing autoimmune conditions. This is going to keep me away from colds, infections, flus. This is going to give me incredible energy, and it's going to digest so easily. I don't give a feck if it's got the amount of leucine that the recommended daily allowance reclaims that we should have, which is usually doubled up when it comes to protein, doubled unnecessarily, who knows why, but they double it because they're concerned about protein deficiency, something that doesn't exist. Now, protein deficiency has never existed. Not a single human being has ever had it in the history of the world. And there's just no example of it. There's no disease. I mean, I know some of you are going to say kwashiorkor and all that stuff, or marasmus. These are like people who are starving. That's the problem is not protein. The problem is they are in starvation mode. They have not eaten sufficient calories for so long. that their body is starting to eat the muscle away. So when people do that, when people look at nutrition and just try and pick away at whole foods and say, well, that food doesn't have the leucine requirements and that person's diet is low in this particular mineral, like, it's nonsense. Is the diet leading towards disease, disability, premature death, digestive disorders, and all these other things? That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm interested in. And so whole foods like fruit, and fruit's the healthiest food it's possible for us to eat. I mean, no one can disagree with that. You cannot disagree with that. If you've got any kind of, if you even have the basic, like, look, maybe slightly open up a nutrition textbook or something, or look at a little bit of science, you cannot debate that fruit is the healthiest food for human beings. The Global Burden of Disease study, they said the number one biggest factor leading towards disease, disability, premature death in Americans was not eating enough fruit. Fruit is the healthiest food. Fruit is should be the staple food of mankind. It's my staple food right now. It should be everyone's staple food. And what is the suggestion from Unnatural Vegan? That we should eat a properly planned, balanced vegan diet. And balance means we should switch raw, unprocessed, uncooked, undamaged, pristine carbohydrate sources for burned, damaged, superheated, damaged, destroyed, toxin-loaded carbohydrate sources. Because when you cook things, you create carcinogenic compounds, you create other kind of toxic compounds. There's a whole list of, it kind of gets worse than just carcinogenic, like tetragenic or something. There's all these other things. I'm not going to go into it right now, right? But you create carcinogenic materials, so we don't need any more of that. We don't need more cancer in the world. I don't know about you, but we don't need to vote for more cancer. So I don't know where this idea of replacing carbohydrate sources that are raw with cooked is better. And then it's usually like, yeah, and then have some beans and stuff, and that's got this and that. It's all nonsense. Like, beans, uncooked beans are toxic. That's not a great start. It's not a great start. Uncooked beans are toxic. That's why we can't have raw kidney bean salad or whatever, because everyone has to throw up. There's actually a story about that at a vegan event where they created a raw kidney bean salad, and the fruitarians didn't have it because they were just eating fruit and stuff, and the conventional people had it, and some of them did, and ended up all going to the hospital, which is pretty crazy. So and that's the effect of beans, and everyone knows beans are problematic with digestion and gas and all that kind of stuff. So it's weird to me that people want to attack a diet that's so obviously, that it's unattackable. Like, we just have to take a little bit of a world view outside of ourselves and see, there's only about another however many tens of millions of animal species on the planet all eating a completely raw diet. We only have to look at all the animals that look like us. They're all eating basically a raw vegan diet. In terms of even cooking food, how long have people been able to do that consistently? Consistently, like, make it such a big part of the diet? Not that long. So when people come across as like they're the scientific, they're the righteous, they've done the raw thing, how silly was that? She makes these videos as like, oh, I was so stupid then, I was such an idiot. And what she eats now, it's just like, it's not even healthy, like, it's like junk food central, And that's the problem when people go back to cook food. It's just a desire to indulge and go back to junk food central, junk food living, junk food city. Everyone that attacks the raw food diet, they hate it because they they hate it because they're addicted to cooked food, but they hate it because they want to indulge. They want permission to indulge. They want everyone around them to say, "Oh, you deserve to eat junk food. Well done. You get that junk food back in your life. Excellent." And I'm sitting there going, as a raw vegan, going, "Why would you ever want to eat junk food? Why would you do that to yourself? Do you not love yourself? Do you not like yourself? Do you not have the tiniest bit of respect for yourself? Do you not have a desire to make a real contribution, help people in your life, and not end up being like all foggy headed with junk food, junk food dreams, junk food nightmares, and all that stuff? Why? You know?" And so these people hate me and others because we hold them to a higher standard. And we're saying, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. The raw food diet is better than any cooked food diet, you know. So that's my take on Unnatural Vegan. I'm not going to go into and you know, pull apart all the hypocrisies in what she's saying. I'm not going to go through all the nonsense in what she's saying. I personally don't feel the need to do that. Maybe you do, but you need to have confidence in this stuff and not worry about the fact that the leucine content is slightly less than the recommended day allows. Have a quick look and see if you can find anyone that's got a problem with low leucine. Have a look. I mean, look it up. And ever in the history of the world, ever been a person with like low of any one particular amino acid and had a problem with that? Nah, doesn't exist. It's not even an issue. I'll tell you what's an issue. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, digestive problems. And if you're eating a junk vegan diet, because of all the oil and the fried food and all that stuff, you're increasing your chance of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, cancer, and all that stuff. I don't want to do that. And I know a lot of people claim they do a balanced vegan diet, but they don't. Most never do. So anyway, I hope some of that makes sense to you. Anyway, if you're confused, I'm not even sure if I should talk to you about this course that I've got coming up. I'll let you know about it. I'll let myself say this because it's the first time I'm doing this course. It's for beginners, or for more than just beginners who need a bit more information on the raw food diet, raw vegan diet. It's all been put together by me. If you like my information, you will like this. And you can go to bit.ly/raw vegan course and check it out. I'll put a link down below and join me this Thursday for a webinar. And it'll be good. That's all I'm saying, it'll be good. And it's basically the first time I've done it, so there'll be an opportunity to participate in it for free if you choose to, if you like it, and if you can do a few things in return, a few favours, then it'll be free for you. So thank you for joining the video today. I hope it made some sense. It's quite late tonight, but I wanted to get a video out. And you know, these naysayers of the raw diet, I don't expect any of them to come back to a raw diet, but I think they've just given up on some of the goals that they had then. Some of the goals they used to have of experiencing life and health at the absolute peak and highest level. I don't know if that inspires you, but it was what inspired me. I thought, what would it actually be like if I had the healthiest diet? Let's cut the bullshit. There's really no need for me to eat the junk food. Let's see what it's like when you eat rocket fuel for every single meal. Well, I thought my life would take off, and that's definitely happened. The experiences I had going raw, I never go into enough detail. I need to start telling you about the experiences I've had, the feeling on a raw diet. I'll talk to you about that in the next video. But for now, go and sign up for the course if you're interested. Have a look at the information, or sign up for the webinar, the introduction to the course. Anyway, thank you.